my skin so gorgeous. We thank the life gorgeous. Thank the life gorgeous. I love the life gorgeous. Its torso is so tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Life Gorgeous. My name is Craigers. This is where I share my magical life in hopes of improving your life. And it's the special Happy Thanksgiving edition with Jonny Athletic, John Krasinski from The Athletic. And his writing style has been described as shades of David Halberstam and Walt Whitman.
Nailed it, Craig. Nailed it. Absolutely. I'll take that any day.
That's a pretty good compliment, right?
That's about as high as you can get, I think.
You had a tweet the other day. I hope you used it in one of your articles. I read most of them, but I don't read all of them. His nose is crooked, but his shot is straight. Something to that effect for Dante.
I did use that. Yes, I did use that for Dante. So we got it. We got it in multiple formats on Twitter and in the story. Yep.
Yeah. Before we get to Minnesota sports, happy Thanksgiving to you. And what is the Krasinski Thanksgiving? Do you guys go to Perkins or Embers?
Perkins. We have a Perkins right down the road, believe it or not. So that is the go-to spot for the pies. But I will be in lovely Oklahoma City, coming back from there this week. The fam will be with my in-laws and over the river and through the woods, doing all that stuff. So Perkins. But do you remember, Craig, the Baker Square back in the day?
I remember Baker Square. They were known for their pies, right?
So my father would always banana cream pie. Like he would pick one up for Thanksgiving. That was our big thing, along with pumpkin. But banana cream pie from Baker Square, that was the thing.
So the biggest joke, and I don't know when they got rid of it, if in fact they have, was mincemeat pie. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, never been in the vicinity of it.
You're fortunate. It was bitter. It was no good. It was a waste of time. So I think we had pumpkin and sometimes pecan, which is a little too sweet for me.
Agreed.
But I do love the pumpkin pie. And wanted to ask you, there is some controversy Thanksgiving with the best part of it. I don't know. Do you have a favorite food in Thanksgiving?
So I'm a traditionalist in that I'm a big, so our family does Minnesota bound. So we do wild rice hot dish. That is wonderful. And then we also do a cheesy potatoes with like a little cornflake crust on the top of it. Those are my two favorite things. I'm a turkey guy. I'm fine with it, but I like the sides a little bit more.
Well, the stuffing or dressing is what to me is magical.
That's my wife's. Yep.
Yeah. And the controversy is people like it straightforward, traditional dressing or stuffing. I've had it with oysters and I've had it with sausage, and sausage dressing with sausage is my favorite. Little bonus there.
Nice little protein in there as well. That's great. I've always wanted to try a dressing with some kind of a meat in it. Never had a chance to. We've gone with just the normal regular dressing and stuffing, but I'm intrigued by the sausage. I will say that.
I will say the two sides you mentioned sound great, except I've never had them for Thanksgiving. We had the green beans with the onion, the toasted, the fried onions on top with the mushroom cream sauce and all that stuff, which was just okay. The most pathetic thing we had, and I don't know where it came from, and some people will say WHITE trash, but it was a yellow Jell-O with shredded carrots, mayonnaise, and marshmallows on top. Have you ever heard of this cold Jell-O salad or not?
I have not heard of that one, but it does take me back to the Friends episode where they're making Jell-O for the Thanksgiving meal, and Joey kind of mixes up the recipe, and so they also put some kind of a English trifle meat in the middle of it, and they mess the whole thing up, and at the end of it, everyone is just disgusted by this Jello, but Joey is just crushing it. Just like,
Oh,
I
that's
love
funny.
it. You know, Jello good, whipped cream good, meat good.
Yeah.
It's
That's
great.
funny. I did not see that one
Oh, it's a great
because,
one.
as I've pointed out to people, I've never seen
I
an
know.
episode of Friends.
I know. It's too
But
bad.
I'll see if there's a Frasier episode with some Jello salads in it.
You and Chris Hine can watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have to admit something and tell me how pathetic it is, and you can
Mhm.
criticize me or make fun of me.
Okay.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because of the eating. It's just
Mhm.
wonderful.
Mhm.
I have never in my life made a Thanksgiving turkey.
So I can't criticize because I would say that I have not done it yet either.
Oh, okay.
So it's always been my parents or my in-laws
Right.
or, you know, aunts and uncles and things like that. I've helped make other things
Sure.
to go with the meal, but yeah, I've never done the full. I have graduated now, Craigers, to I am the carver of the turkey.
Oh, that's a
And
talent.
it feels like a hallowed, you know, kind of plane that I've ascended to. And
Yeah.
so I take great responsibility because you can't just like chop it up.
No.
And it's
No.
got to be very well done and, you know, clean cuts
Yeah.
and nice, good, large pieces of turkey. So yeah, I do take that seriously.
That's great. I'm really impressed with that.
Mm.
And you have to have the gravy on the white meat.
You have to.
The gravy. I don't know if you guys have mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
So one of the reasons I don't cook is because we usually just go somewhere or we pick up or go somewhere. And just to quickly let people know, you can follow it on the Instagram. We have sold, Princess Chair and I have sold our Euro van, and we have a new van, which is special and better, where I can take a shower in it and stand up.
Oh,
And
wow.
there's a bathroom and there's a flat screen and there's a fridge and I can cook. And it's not huge. It's like a Sprinter van. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving away exactly the type, but it's not a huge thing. It's, Sprinter vans aren't huge. They're nice size, right?
Yeah. But if you can stand up in the shower, that's a nice,
That's
a
why I
nice
love
for
it.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
And we have total freedom, and we can stay at a campground. We can stay at friend's house at the driveway because we know friends. If we go up the coast or go out to Palm Springs, there are also French restaurants that I know, and the owners will let me park in their parking lot. My understanding is you can park at a Cracker Barrel, or they let you do that. That's true. And maybe a Walmart. They used to let you do that. I don't know if they still do. So we have all these options besides campgrounds. And we're gonna go up the coast or Palm Springs. We'll decide tomorrow morning.
So something a little bit higher class than the Christmas Vacation National Lampoons where Randy Quaid shows up, right? It's not the motor home with the human waste that you're dumping into the gutter, but you're living right. That's great.
There are big Winnebago type things that I find comical and kind of silly, and ours is cool. Ours,
good.
Again, Sprinter vans are cool, and it's in that category.
Well, probably easier to get around too, right? Like you can maneuver like in LA traffic with that.
Exactly.
So,
yes. So that's going to be a blast. Okay, that was our Thanksgiving chat. Now comes the pain.
Yeah. Good to start with the good stuff. Let's get people in a good mood before we go descend into the depths.
So I have opinions, but I'm going to hold back and ask you your opinion first. What the hell do the Vikings do now with JJ McCarthy?
It's really hard, Craig, because as you know, like I've tried to be pragmatic with JJ. My father and I went to Michigan games when I was a kid. So I'm a Wolverines fan. I loved McCarthy in college, loved what he did there, thought highly of him. Also still believe that maybe 6 games is not enough to really decide on his entire future. But when you look at the company he is keeping in terms of all of these statistical measures of the first 6 games, it is dark. I mean, it is, they're pulling 800 quarterback sample sizes and he's number 778 or something. Like, I mean, he is really looking like this is too big for him right now. And so I guess the one thing where I'm trying to kind of settle in on is that now after these last 2 weeks, we have dispensed with any notion that there's going to be a playoff push, that there's going to be a deep run or a competitive that way. And so maybe I just think probably the answer is to keep running him out there for the last 6 games and get him a year's sample size to really evaluate and then make your decision. But if it continues to look the way that it is, it's going to be really hard to go into next season with him as your guy. I mean, there's going to have to be some drastic improvement down the stretch here. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing a whole lot of light at the end of the tunnel right now.
Well said. So my opinion was I was really looking forward to yesterday's game. I thought we might bounce back. You know, that Detroit game was so special. And after the Detroit game, as I was talking to my Minnesota buddies about, we had a dinner out in Palm Springs. There were a couple guys out there. These golfers, they fly out to Palm Springs to golf. Charlie Swanson,
beautiful,
and friends. And I said, it was a Saturday night. I said, tomorrow's game will really tell a lot. And that was the Chicago game. So this is what after yesterday, I kind of gave up. I gave up and pulled back. I gave up on him. And I said, he might be good in the pros, but with another team. Rich Gannon wasn't great with us, correct?
Correct.
And he was good with Oakland, with the
really
Raiders.
Good. MVP.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But this is what I would do. This is not going to happen, but this is what I would do. It's okay as you're trying to develop someone to sit him a game. Let him think. I want to see what Max Brosmer has just in case he's the next Brock Purdy. I need to see him. Maybe my friends overrate Max Brosmer. We don't know what he is right now. So I would start Max Brosmer at Seattle. No way that happens, correct?
Correct. Yeah, no way. I will say, though, I like your idea, and I too am intrigued, but I will say that I'm as intrigued or think that they should be considering it as much for seeing what you have in Max Brosmer, but also it looks like JJ right now is in a bad mental place.
Correct.
And
that's why you sit him.
You could say this is detrimental to his development by keep running him out there and doing it. Now, at Seattle, I'm not sure, but I would say that I could see a scenario where, let's say you say, okay, we're going to give JJ this one more month, 4 more starts. And if it continues to descend down this path, then the last 2 starts are Max Brosmer.
Okay.
And let's just see what you have there and go. But I do think we are, and I've resisted this conversation for most of the year. Like, no, you can't do Max Brosmer right now. You can't do it. But I think we are fast approaching the time, whether it's, a month from now, or whether maybe he just like really struggles next week and is airmailing passes and getting sacked and all those things. Maybe at halftime, you just have to say, look, we're going to sit you down just for your own good, let alone whatever Max Brosmer can bring to the table.
I do think one of my constructive criticisms was with KOC in the play calling, but I like it now. I think he's doing it more to protect JJ, but he's running the ball more. I want to like TJ Hawkinson, but he always gets tackled. I thought it was ridiculous giving him the ball.
Unbelievable.
And he just kind of falls down. He's not mobile enough. And that hurt. I mean, that was a 4-point game. And then the blunder on the punt return was the turning point. Because we're kind of in these games but we just screw up. But I do think KOC is calling a better games. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was the smart way to go. That play notwithstanding, which I thought was inexcusable, to take a big lumbering tight end who cannot move at all at this point in his career and say, yeah, go pick up this first down. We're just going to push you forward and do it. But outside of that, I thought it's clear that KOC is trying to simplify things for JJ McCarthy. Maybe you had these ideas early on that, hey, maybe he has a good grasp of it and can go with the more advanced playbook. But right now, this is Vikings offense for dummies. Like,
Yep.
No disrespect. Like it's just like he is approaching it more with let's run the ball. And what is key to that is it's KOC's nature to do this. He does not want to
Correct.
be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but he is trying to do these things for JJ McCarthy. But I do think it does get to the bigger picture, Craig, about, of course, McCarthy has to be the first thing we talk about, but this whole team was set up to say, we have enough great things around him, great play caller, great receivers, we invest in the offensive line, great defense to make it easy on JJ McCarthy.
Correct.
None of those things are acquitting themselves well right now. Outside of Will Reichard is the only thing they got going for them right now.
Yeah.
And so I think like they are failing JJ McCarthy as well as he is failing them. I mean, the defense is just not making any plays. The offensive line cannot protect him. Like the receivers are dropping balls at a historic rate. Like all of these things are conspiring to make this a miserable existence right now.
And I know that they wanted to trade up to get Drake May, and obviously New England was smart enough not to do that. We could have had Bo Nix. I don't watch Denver, so I don't know if he's any good. Yeah. I just know they have a good record. They have a good defense. But my point is, and everyone will, after I say it to you, you'll probably say it to me, but if Chicago moves up to get Trubisky and fails, then they do Justin Fields, and then they do Caleb Williams, we have to do that. Mm-hmm. And then what people say is, yeah, but the coaching staff rotates when that happens.
Right.
So let's just say JJ fails, does what he did, and at the end of the year, the brain trust says he's not our quarterback next year. Do they draft somebody or do they trade for somebody?
Well, I think I'm not Mel Kiper here, but from what I understand, there is not a very good quarterback class coming in.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Yeah, the good quarterback class was the McCarthy class because all the guys that went before him.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm with you, Craig, on Bo Nix. Like, I think Bo Nix is actually just maybe a little bit better than McCarthy, not much.
Okay.
But he has so much more. The defense is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Offensive line good, running game good.
Yeah.
Like all of that. And so Sean Payton, good coach. And so I just think Bo Nix has been helped by his guys more than McCarthy has. But yeah, when it would seem to me like it would be a trade for or sign some veteran placeholder guy to come in while they figure things out, or while you give JJ more time to learn, or you go look for your next young quarterback. I don't think, where they might pick in the top 10 or so, but I don't think that there is a deep quarterback class that is going to come up and say, yes, if you get this guy, you're good to go. I think it's a lot less impressive, this time around. And so they may have to go more the veteran route with a veteran team that wants to win right
now. For the record, and I point this out, I did say when Jim Harbaugh had his interview with the Vikings, I want the Vikes to hire him because I kind of know what he is. But I understood the young offensive mind, the Ben Johnson type, who I love. And I like KOC, and I'm pulling for him. But I did say Harbaugh, and I did say Aaron Rodgers. So Harbaugh, Aaron Rodgers, that's the Super Bowl for the Vikings in the state of Minnesota.
Hey, can we hang that banner? Like, I mean, the should have kind of.
I don't remember. Did you want Rodgers this year or not?
I understand. I will say I was skeptical of him, but I understood the Vikings wanting him in terms of like, I still believe like when you look at one of the things that has separated the other quarterbacks from JJ McCarthy in his classes, most of these guys, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Bo Nix especially, they played so much quarterback in college. They were longtime starters. McCarthy only started for 2 years. He played 28 games. So I would have been very happy with Aaron Rodgers coming in and giving JJ one more year of just like sit, learn, recover from the injury, figure things out. So I would have been totally open to that scenario for sure.
Okay, quickly, Timberwolves. I was out for dinner. I was following the game on my phone. Did you see it live? Was it an 8-point lead or 9-point lead with 50 seconds left?
Eight points with 50 seconds left, shaping up to be like their best win of the season. They
Yeah.
came back from 18 down. They
Yeah.
were locking Devin Booker up, Julius Randle, Ant making plays, and then it just the whole bottom fell out of it. It was really
That was
dispiriting.
painful.
It
Yeah.
was painful because Craig, because it was one of those things where everything that could go wrong did,
Yep.
but
Snowball.
also
Yeah.
but also it was your three main guys. It was Anthony Edwards missing free throws and turnovers, Julius Randle, two really bad turnovers, and then Chris Finch at the last possession. Man, you got to put Jalen Clark in the game when you need to stop. You just have to. And so all three of those guys, your main guys,
Right.
all really kind of had bad moments, and that's what led to the big time collapse.
Okay, I could be totally wrong. This is just a guess. And you should have Jalen Clark out there, but this is my guess. No fouls on the last possession. They're not winning it at the free throw line.
Yes.
Make them make a shot.
Yes.
Because it looked like Dante was there and then moved back to be
Mhm.
cautiously moving back, trying to defend him. And of course, Jalen Clark would D him up and maybe get a bumping foul or something. But I could be totally wrong.
No,
But
it's a great read. And I talked to people after the game to try, hey, just what were you seeing here? And
Right.
that was one of the things that came up, was that there was two things that came up. One was the fouling, because Jalen Clark's a physical guy and he's a young guy. Maybe you give the veteran defenders a little bit more leeway in that situation. The other part is that I think there was a thought, if they put Jalen Clark in the game, it actually would have been for Randle, because the Suns were small out there. And so DiVincenzo still would have been on the court, and they still had 16 seconds. So they could have hunted DiVincenzo in a matchup anyway and got to that.
Right.
So that was the logic behind it. I get it. I understand it. But I just think that Clark is so much better than Dante as a one-on-one in front of you defender.
Absolutely.
That I think I would have gone that way. In that scenario.
Do you want Ja Morant?
No, I don't really. I just think that with this team, if you're going to put a scorer next to Ant, which would be okay, I think you need someone who can spread the floor. And I wonder about Ja's kind of like off the court stuff and that, but I think that would be easily addressed in a change of scenery, coming to a team where Ant is the leader and he's not the leader, and maybe that would all be fine. The thing that I would be concerned most about is that, has he hit the Derrick Rose portion of his career where this ultra athletic dude is now just a step behind, he's not quite as bouncy, and he's not getting to the rim right now at all. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to play there, but he's not going to the rim and he can't hit a shot. And so it would be dynamic and electric at times, but I think there's a lot more issues underneath it that might rear their ugly head if he was here than we're thinking about right now.
I initially didn't want him. Then I said, well, I guess we need talent. Now I don't want him. Don't point your finger at Klay Thompson.
Right.
You know?
I mean, that's the thing, is like, I just don't know that. I mean, he just doesn't seem to be a guy who gets it at all. And like, he hasn't won anything. He carries himself with a demeanor of everything that everyone is mad at is not my fault.
Right.
And there's some of those things that turn me off a little bit. Again, I think if he comes here, Ant covers up a lot of those things, and he can probably do his own kind of bounce to his own drum a little bit. But I'm just really much more concerned about the physical aspect of things and where his game is at and where it will go over the next several years here.
Well, as far as the attitude, I always like to tell the story of Larry Miller, the former owner of the Jazz, who said, I don't want to win a championship with Dennis Rodman. And he didn't win a championship, and Dennis Rodman didn't play for the Jazz. But yeah, I'm kind of one of those guys where I don't want Dylan Brooks on the team. I didn't really like Patrick Beverley, even though he was very good with the Wolves. So I don't really want Ja. But I do think we have to make a trade. And I know Tim Connolly is always looking because I don't know what the trade is. But do you believe to get to the next level now, because Denver and OKC
look really good.
I'm sensing we need to make a trade, but I don't know what it is. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if they do make a move, I am looking at two places. One is obvious, a point guard, ball handler, that type of a thing. I think that having another ball handler on the floor late in the Phoenix game would have helped with the turnover issues for sure.
Yeah.
So that is one area, but I'm also looking at kind of like a backup big, somebody who comes in and rebounds, blocks shots. I think Julius and Nas are starting to play a little bit better together,
Right.
but I do think that is a real issue right now with this team, where the defense just completely falls apart when Rudy comes off the floor, and they are getting out rebounded and giving up offensive rebounds at an enormous rate. And so, everyone will look at point guard, and I think that is an area that certainly deserves attention and at least scrutiny, but I don't know that as many people are talking about finding another rugged rebounding, shot blocking guy. And those are hard to find, but that would be another area that I'd be looking at right now if I'm Tim Connolly.
I just found out something. I don't always follow. I don't follow former Timberwolves as they're on the other teams. Like I know Minot's scoring sometimes, but I don't really care. I followed Ricky because I loved Ricky Rubio so much. But I just found out last night. I looked it up. Do you know what Naw is averaging? Do you know what he's averaging right now for the Atlanta Hawks?
So I know in like the last 4 to 5 games, it's like 24 a game.
Yeah, for the season, it's 19.
Yeah. He's playing
He's
great.
never done that before. He's shooting 46% from the floor. 3-pointers actually down from what he normally does. But he's a starter. He's playing 31 minutes a game. Good for him.
Awesome for him. He's just an amazing, amazing guy. One of my favorites. And he, I think, is benefiting right now because Trae Young is out in Atlanta. And so they need kind of more offensive engine in the backcourt, and he's getting more opportunities. But he also is continuing to be a really good defender. They played last night. I can't remember who they played. And it was the Hornets, came down to the wire. Knipple drives, and Nah has the strip right at the end that saves it, steals it. So just an unbelievable glue guy. I do think that the Wolves miss his spirit a little bit in that locker room. He just was a connector, just a bright, vibrant personality, and in addition to everything that he does on the court. And what is encouraging this year is that it does look like he is stepping up from a playmaking, more of a lead guard standpoint. I think that was a problem here. I don't think that he usually really operated well in that role offensively, but he looks really comfortable right now for Atlanta, and it's going really well for him.
The problem is our guy, Terrence Shannon Jr., has not played well this year. He's been a big disappointment. I believe he'll turn it around.
Yes.
But I always thought, because I hold space, and when we draft these guys, I'll say, he's going to be a better pro than Naw. We can let Naw go because we have Terrence Shannon Jr. He can really create offensively, so he's got to be better. Finally, I just want to problem solve. I am a problem solver.
Let's go.
The post-game press conference, no one's there for Coach Finch. Questions via Zoom. Is that a possibility? Questions via Zoom.
I think we may be getting to that point, Craig. The difficulty right now, I think, is that in COVID, we were able to do that, and because the entire league did it.
Sure.
And so every team was on board because this is the way that it had to happen. I think that now, there are several teams, actually, probably 10 at least, that their beat writers don't travel every single game. And so there is a growing number of teams where this is an issue, including the Timberwolves, but I don't know that it's widespread enough yet to get the teams individually to say we're going to kind of break precedent and do Zooms that way. But hopefully we do get that way, because it's just the nature of the business in 2025, 2026 is it's really expensive to travel. There's a lot of resources that are being put into it. Media companies are struggling. And so I think we will eventually get there. I just don't know how fast.
Well, there's usually a camera there, but not many questions. So
Right.
the other problem solving idea, which I don't think will happen, is just have Joe Ingles come in and ask the question.
Now that would be some good content right there, because he would get right in Frenchie's grill and ask him the hard ones. So he would talk about microcosms and all sorts of things for sure if we had Joe Ingles in there.
Good callback. All right, brother. That's it. I thank you for joining us and have a happy Thanksgiving. Good luck carving. Focus on carving.
Thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours as well. I appreciate you having me on as always.
That's our show. We'll see you next time. And remember, young people, I'm proud of you.